I think there were 4 problems with Mr. Trump's message, and particularly that second tweet. False equivalence between India and Pakistan. We don't want to be hyphenated with Pakistan. We are not Pakistan. We are not in any way, shape or form to be clubbed with Pakistan in anyone's imagination.
Colombia has a lot of solidarity with India. Be certain that any circumstance, any situation, we will be on your side.
There is no equivalence possible between terrorists on the one hand and innocent civilians on the other. Our only disappointment with the earlier statement by Colombia was that it seemed to have overlooked this difference. We're very pleased to learn that that statement has been withdrawn.
Now it's complete hogwash for anyone to say that we called them first. It is more than clear to everybody that the call came from the DTMO of Pakistan.
There is no scope for any third-party mediation at all. Only channel which was used was the 2 DGMOs talking to each other.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. When it came down to checkmating Pakistan's terror tactics and busting the terrible lies it was spreading, India's political landscape was expected to fabricate a national line, not party lines. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi broke ranks. On May 3rd, 23rd, he decided to pose 3 questions to the government. In a post on social media platform X, he directed questions specifically at the External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar. Rahul Gandhi, in his post, referred to Mr. Jaishankar as JJ. The 3 questions were: 1. Why has India been hyphenated with Pakistan? 2. Why didn't a single country back us in condemning Pakistan? 3. Who asked Donald Trump to mediate between India and Pakistan? And with these questions, he achieved 2 things. 1, he challenged the government's official line against Pakistan. 2nd, he served a no-confidence motion against India's message. The multi-party team of MPs and experts set up by the government that they were taking across the globe. Why are we revisiting these questions today? You must be wondering. There is a strong reason behind this. Rahul Gandhi chose to question the government, but the context behind his questions is facing a crushing fact check. This time, not by the government or the BJP, but by his own party men or the Congress leaders who are part of all party delegations. Across the globe, they are conveying the India story. They are keeping India first and crushing the Pak narrative. The naysayers doubted India's line. They dismissed India's outreach through the all-party teams. But those naysayers are being proved wrong today. The feeble and limited pro-Pakistan voices are turning pro-India. For example, the delegation led by Congress MP Shashi Tharoor has been successful in reversing Colombia's stand. That's right, the South American country had earlier offered condolences to Pakistan following India's aerial strikes. And viewers, Colombia has changed its stance. This came after Shashi Tharoor expressed strong disapproval. His team managed to convince the Colombians that Pakistan was a sponsor of terror. And through the aerial strikes, India was exercising its right to defend itself. Already, former Colombian president has echoed the country's changed stance. In fact, he vowed to stand with India in every circumstance. Viewers, now you tell us what this change does to Rahul Gandhi's triumphant celebration that no country is standing with India. And by the way, it's not just Colombia. Just a few days ago, Germany expressed strong support for India after Operation Sindoor, asserting that India has every right to defend itself. Now next, Rahul Gandhi and the Congress, led by him, have been trumpeting the US president's claim that he brokered a ceasefire between India and Pakistan. The government said no, that didn't happen. The defense forces gave details how India's crushing strikes sent Pakistan scrambling for ceasefire. The Congress party has chosen fiction over facts. They continue to serenade Trump's claim. For the party, Trump is the author of the gospel and truth. After Donald Trump yesterday patted his back yet again for the truce, two posts on Congress's official handle X need attention. One, Congress once again asked, was Trump's trade behind the ceasefire? Then came the second post. Congress party put out pictures of Trump's distinctive red caps with the caption, I stopped India-Pakistan war, something that you can see on your screens right now. We will serve a note of caution for the countrymen here. Should they believe Rahul Gandhi led Congress party when his own party leaders do not seem to agree with him? Look at Congress MP from Chandigarh, INB minister in Dr. Manmohan Singh's cabinet. Manish Tiwari recently stated there is no scope for any third-party mediation between India and Pakistan. He added, and for clarity, I will read very, very slowly. Congressman Manish Tiwari said the only engagement between the two nations was at the DGMO level talks. And surprise, surprise, another congressman, ex-junior foreign minister, ex-union minister in Manmohan Singh's government, Salman Khurshid, has echoed what Manish Tiwari said. He said it was the DGMO of Pakistan which called India. Further, he went on to dub as complete hogwash anyone saying anything else. The message is clear. The Congress today is trapped. It's being fact-checked and corrected by its own members. In response, the Congress has resorted to the age-old hatkanda or the tactic of terming the statements by Khurshid, Tharoor, Manish Tiwari as their personal opinion. It's a classic templated response Congress puts up when exposed by its own men. The BJP has slammed the Congress party. It asked the party to listen to the advice from the likes of Salman Khurshid instead of parroting Pak propaganda. Listen.
Now it's complete hogwash for anyone to say that we called them first. Why would we call them first? Who was at the receiving end by the time that the calls were made? It is more than clear to everybody that the call came from the DGMO of Pakistan. And it came to the DGMO of India. And we stopped when they said, let's stop.
See what happened, it is his personal view. Because of pressure built by Trump, it was ceasefire. And second is that betrayal by our foreign minister, when he informed to Pakistan. As a result, lot of losses have happened.
ये जो ridiculous राहुल है, जिनकी पोजीशन है LOP की, लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन, और वो काम करते हैं लीडर ऑफ पाकिस्तानी प्रोपेगेंडा. एक बात स्पष्ट है कि ये RR ridiculous राहुल जो जयराम रमेश और पवन खेड़ा के एडवाइस पे चलते हैं, उनको कम से कम अब सलमान खुर्शीद की एडवाइस लेनी चाहिए.
So tonight, we don't ask questions. We wonder, is the Rahul Gandhi line so out of sync that his own party men do not want to toe it? What is the reason that congressmen are choosing to voice their so-called personal opinion at the high tables of diplomacy? And joining me on this debate are my guests. We have Shazia Ilmi, national spokesperson of the BJP, Ratan Sharda, who is an author, Advocate Kapil Madan, a political analyst, Ashutosh Mishra, senior journalist. We also have with us Professor Manojit Mondal, who is a political analyst. Good evening to all of you. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. Advocate Kapil Madan, I want to begin this debate with you. Congress party, specifically Rahul Gandhi, Jairam Ramesh, Pawan Kheda, do not want to trust the DGMO, the External Affairs Minister, the Prime Minister of this country, and, Dr. Tharoor also. How about listening to what Mr. Salman Khurshid is saying?
So, Heena, let me begin by saying, if in this entire conflict that we had with Pakistan, if you were to ask how many countries openly supported India, you will not be able to name 5 countries. I mean, you can fact check me if you have better data. If you can contradict me, please contradict me. And let me give you why.
Germany, Denmark, Ethiopia.
There is no official. There is no official
statement. Germany did not give an official statement. Shazia Ilmi, would you like to enlighten Advocate Kapil Madan?
Allow me to finish.
No, you said nobody supported us. Germany gave an official statement. Shazia Ilmi, will you like to enlighten him?
Hina, hold on. Allow me to first complete. Okay.
Okay.
And why do you have such kind of a situation where our diplomacy is failing? Let me just give you an example. This is what we are doing right now on the show. Here you have American president who on almost 10th time he has said, yes, I played a role in the ceasefire. I used trade for both India and Pakistan, and because of using trade, he was able to secure a ceasefire between the two countries. Now, what has happened here is now you are openly contradicting, what President Trump is saying. And let then Shazia say that Trump is a liar. He whatever he is saying is something which is a blatant falsity at the face of it. And we are saying that he is doing it deliberately. Let her say this on the channel. Let Shazia say this.
Shazia, please respond, because Congress Party only wants to believe what Donald Trump is saying. Congress Party, like I said in the beginning itself, has no faith in the DGMO, Indian Armed Forces External Affairs Minister, Prime Minister of this country, Dr. Shashi Tharoor, who is a member of Parliament from Congress only. Then I asked him whether Mr. Salman Khurshid can be trusted. Now, you heard what he had to say. And before I go across to Shazia Elmi, let me just tell Advocate Kapil Madan, Germany gave an official statement. We've got Denmark, Israel also. And today's development, the big U-turn you've already seen coming in, the result of India's diplomatic outreach. Okay, Shazia Elmi now.
How many countries? Total how many countries?
I have the entire list with me.
Can you count?
You said 5. I have the entire list with me.
So you please.
Okay, one second. I have the entire list with me. 5 countries you wanted me to count: Germany, Denmark, Ethiopia. You've got Latvia, you've got Israel. 5 I've already counted for you. And today also a U-turn has come. Anyways, we have to move forward. Shazia Elmi, please.
So, good evening, Heena. Very good evening to you and to all the panelists and all your viewers. Let's have a very serious discussion on the subject. I know there are people here who are so antagonistic towards the country's leadership, obviously because of their own vested interests, political interests. But to even ask a question, such as the series of questions that have been posed by Rahul Gandhi, is actually not just completely wrong and problematic in so many levels, but it's something that the entire country cannot ever forgive or will forgive Rahul Gandhi in years to come. And I'll tell you why. While this gentleman, Mr. Madan, goes on and says, will Shazi Elmi call Trump a liar? I want to ask you, is Rahul Gandhi calling our DGMO a liar? Is he calling our military leaders a liar? I can understand you want to call Modi a liar, but would you call a foreign secretary a liar? Mr. Gai a liar? The wonderful ladies who did the briefing day after day, would you call them liars? Would you call the valor of armed forces feeble or less only because some countries have chosen to abstain or not speak out on the situation? Would you want to use that? Would you ever, as part of a democracy like ours, would you ever use that and be almost like a part of a Sino-Park sleeper cell, engaged only for disinformation, to undermine India's sovereignty, to bring down India, to actually not just ridicule India, but to make India look bad in the eyes of the world?
Right.
Would you be a handle for that? So the unfortunate part is that Rahul Gandhi has, be quiet, sir, I did not interview when you were speaking.
Kapil Madan, I will come back to you. You will get time to respond. Let Shazia finish the point she's making.
Have some decency.
Okay,
I don't
Shazia,
care.
quickly finish your point. Yes.
You can jump as much as you want, and you can get so for me, I don't think it's important to dignify any of these questions, but I want to understand the mentality behind the questions that are being asked. What is the mentality which propels Rahul Gandhi and his team to go against his own party members?
Okay.
To vilify Shashi Tharoor.
Okay.
To mock Manish Tiwari.
Okay.
To ridicule Salman Khurshid. And not just that, to liken the MPs to terrorists.
Yes.
I want to understand what's going on there in that overactive brain of this child.
Is Rahul Gandhi's line so out of sync today that his own party men, it seems, do not want to tow it?
So you have to first understand the fine print that Shazia Almi and BJP are not reading. What did Trump say? He said it's because of me that the ceasefire happened. He never says that I was part of mediation.
Is Trump your prime minister?
He never says that he was part of mediation. Now she will start shouting because
Okay, Shazia, allow him to make his point. I will give you time to respond. Okay, one at a time, please. Let's have a civil debate. Allow him to make his point, Shazia. I will come back to you. Okay, Ashutosh Mishra, go ahead, please.
So nobody questioned the DGMO because what DGMO is saying is the truth. That it was the Pakistani DGMO who called the Indian DGMO. Agreed. Nobody doubts that. What happened here was the question being raised is what Trump is saying is that it was he who told Pakistan. First of all, he is hyphenating Sharif with Modi. He's saying he spoke to both the people, and because of him, they agreed to ceasefire. And thereafter, Pakistan called first. No big deal. We were winning in any case. The question here is that did Modi, when we were in a winning position, withdraw because of Trump's pressure? That is the question that is being asked, and which needs to be answered. It does not raise a question on the valor of our armed forces. So this is a very trick that BJP plays every time, that they confuse Rashtra Bhakti, that is nationalism, with Modi ki Bhakti, which are these andhaks who will believe any and of whatever he says. Just today, we have been exposed again. Rahul Gandhi raised the question about fighter jets. And the Indian CDS has today told Bloomberg that yes, fighters went down.
He did not say that. He did not say that. You are misquoting him, Ashutosh Mishra. He never said that. You're misquoting him.
No, you go and you see the interview.
Did he say the word that you're using? Did he use the words you're using? Ratan Sharda, I'd like you to come in. Ratan Sharda, I'd like you to come in. How will you like to respond to these kind of comments that have been coming in?
See, the time of war, we are one. As I said in the debate, if you look, take teaching from Yudhishthir in Mahabharata, he said, Vayam Panchadikam Shatam. When there is a fight, we will stand by Duryodhan because we are at 105, we are 100 plus 5, 105. Now, this is the basic lesson that our culture teaches us. Unfortunately, here we are trying to score political points. Now, as far as Trump is concerned, what is Trump's standing? Trump failed in Ukraine. Trump failed with his own friend Elon Musk, who left him. Trump inserted the Western leaders, he inserted the African leaders sitting in his own chamber. How does it reflect on diplomacy? If today I say that Udit Raj is a Trojan sent to Congress by BJP, will you agree with that? If I say that Modi ji took away Manish Tiwari and Salman Khurshid and Tharoor and bribed them to speak as per BJP requirement, would you believe that? You will not believe that. So should we believe our leader, or should we believe we believe this person whose credibility as a speaker is so low in the society? Now, what is the basic problem? Basic problem is Rahul Gandhi is out of sync with his own party leaders, with his own traditional Congress people. He is now managed, controlled by JN Jhola chaps who have their own agenda, purely Maoist kind of thing. It's not a Congress. It is Congress Congress Maoist. That is why traditional congressmen feel so tired about this. If you talk to any Congress leader privately, they will say Rahul Gandhi is good, but doesn't listen to us. So when they go out and speak the line that nation has, I think it is a very brave stand. It is very good stand. They can come back and still criticize BJP. I am not assuming at all they don't criticize BJP. But point is, when we'll rise above this petty politics, that is a question that we should ask. By raising these questions in the war, I had said, okay, we lost a plane, so what? Does war happen without losing planes? Has any country ever claimed they never lost any plane or any kind of equipment? The biggest thing was not a single missile, not a single attack succeeded in India. They were all stopped. Rather than lauding that, you will say, no, 4 viman gir gaye, 3 viman gir gaye, 2 gir gaye. Gire, na gire. How does it affect you? He said no force is lost, no manpower is lost, but there is some loss. It will always happen. Why it will not happen? So why do you want an account? Do you want to play in the enemy's hand when we know that entire Pakistan has been shaken up? by destruction of terrorist sites, by destruction of 12 airfields, and near destruction of the nuclear storage place, and we are still trying to crib and trying to create a narrative that we have lost it. That is fairly Pakistani line. You should criticize on points which are valid, not pinprick and not do this kind of a shallow kind of thinking. So please understand that those who are gone out, they're gone as Indian politicians, they're not gone as Congress or BJP politicians. What they say reflects our national will, national thinking. If you think that they're trolls, they deserve to be criticized by Congress party, it's lost its head. It is losing people's support. See what people say. Look at the opinion polls, look at the various statements. So don't try to pinprick just to deflate Modi ji. You are deflating India's ego, India's pride.
Because it is an important matter for the entire country. It's got nothing to do with one political party. Professor Manojit Mandal, I know Ashutosh Mishra wants to respond. Advocate Kapil Madan also wants to respond. But before that, Professor Manojit Mandal, if Salman Khurshid, Manish Tiwari, Shashi Tharoor are saying no Trump, where are they getting their information from? Are they, not supposed to be believed as well, who have gone to different countries as part of these 7 very important delegations, which are multi-party delegations, and they are speaking for India? Should they also not be believed?
The names that you're taking, including the very brilliant young leader of TMC, Abhishek Banerjee, and Asharuddin Owaisi, the fact remains that they are all opposition political leaders. And look at how they are doing in the foreign soil. They are acting as the ambassadors of the country. And that the very fact that you have to rely on these people suggests the government machinery has somewhere failed in terms of foreign policy for the last few years. I repeat, for the last few years, Bangladesh, I think, remained a classic case in point in that case. You look at the neighborhood country, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, which used to be somewhat parts of India. None of these countries are supporting India. You are taking 5, 6 names, not even 2% of the 180, 90 recognized countries in the world. This is the symbolic failure of the government in roping in the civilized, quote-unquote civilized democracy in the world, in branding Pakistan as a terrorist. I mean, when Osama bin Laden is found in Pakistan, since then, India should have pushed the envelope much harder to call Pakistan a terrorist state, even in the UN. Instead of that, during this Operation Sindoor, Pakistan got this IMF loan. Even there, we could not do anything. So let us acknowledge this failure and our full support to the Indian Army. We do have full faith in Indian Army. Even
Professor
the government is
Mandal, before I go across to Mr. Ratan Sharda, who wants to respond to the point you're making, since you have declared that Indian foreign policy has failed, India has failed to control Pakistan and expose Pakistan, do you think Operation Sindoor was a success? Do you see at least that as a success?
See, the main point is
Sir, Ratan Sharda, sir, 1 second. One quick question for Professor Manojit Mandal, because he has produced the report card. He's trying to, make a report card here also. So I want to first ask him, do you think Operation Sindoor was a success or even that was a failure, Professor Manojit Mandal?
Of course.
Of course what?
It was a success, but
it was a
that
success.
Is not part
okay,
of the
glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. And let me also tell you, before I hand it over to Mr. Ratan Sharda, Bangladesh is killing Hindus and you expect that country to back us. I mean, you should also be aware of what is happening in the neighboring country. Ratan Sharda, sir. Yes.
See, first of all, let us understand why India is India is being shown as isolated. The world is stunned by India's military success, India's indigenous technology, and how it has been able to stop the entire Western Chinese attack, arms used given by USA, by China, and now it has been able to precisely destroy at the very pinpoint where they wanted to. But they are stunned, and nobody likes a rising power. When China was rising power, was it not isolated totally? Now everybody is trying to befriend same China, but when China tries to bully, they are against it. Bangladesh is not gone now, my dear friends. Bangladesh had turned jihadi long time back. It was Hasina that was holding back. Now that jihadi elements have come back, are you trying to say that jihadis support us? When they're killing Hindus, you kept quiet. Today, same TMC telling us that Bangladesh will support us. Sri Lanka went out of fold. It came back to fold, realizing it actually failed by trying to get support from China. I know a diplomat who said, no, what to do? They are giving very good terms. Later, the same diplomat said, we were mistaken. We are sorry, and India has saved us. So it requires a lot of patience in international relations. And as far as Pakistan is concerned, what is stand? It's the centerpiece of the Western world trying to contain India, trying to have a launchpad for Central Asia, for China. That is the importance of Pakistan for them. It's just a client state. For them, they are just there so that their nuclear weapons, their refilling facility is all provided by Pakistan. For that, they are paying that client state whatever money they are paying. Can we not understand this?
Okay.
Simple issue.
Okay.
Now, same people who are not speaking with India are going to buy arms from us. We just look for it.
Professor Manojit Mandal, quick response, because Bangladeshi army, by the way, for your information today, is crying for democracy, while Bangladesh's interim government that we have there under Mr. Mohammed Yunus, that is denying it. So how can we even expect any kind of support or backing? Why do we even need it from a country like Bangladesh? Professor Manojit Mandal, then Shazia Elmi.
Let me counter my good old friend, Mr. Sardar. What about Nepal? And if the Afghanistan and Taliban country
support Colombia, right? That has retracted its old statement in which it was supporting Pakistan. What about Colombia? You don't want to see the changes that are taking place. You don't want to see the things. The way these delegations have managed to change the opinion of the countries, how they are spreading the India story. Shazia Ilmi.
Big country need the support only of Colombia.
You know, Heena, I'm so amused to hear these voices who clearly want to, be a part of that, fifth column, as it was called during the Spanish Civil War, who want to work with the enemy while living in this country and who want to give that support in different ways and have this subversive agenda. Now, clearly, our military targets were met. We went right in. We decimated and dismantled the terrorist infrastructure. We dismantled it. There were bodies for everybody to see and body count that they will remember for the rest of their lives. They didn't know what was coming. That was one. Two, when it came to the air bases, we know what hell we wreaked and havoc we wreaked, and everybody is not just stupefied but very impressed. So whether it's the military targets or our precision and how we went about it and how we attacked not the civilians, right, not the military installations, but the terrorist havens is for now. Obviously, India is happy about it, but there are some who are so stymied and made small and belittled and completely emasculated by this great victory.
The question is why are some people in this country trying to undermine the success India has achieved under Operation Sindoor? That's the question. Professor Manojit Mandal, you first sought support from Bangladesh, then you spoke about Nepal also. Let me also read out a statement for you. Consul General of Nepal has said, we are with India. We love Kashmir very much, and of course India. It is a magnificent country, a beautiful country, and our president has already given support to India. So even Nepal has supported India. It has stood by India. Anyways, I want to go across to Ashutosh Mishra now. Ashutosh Mishra, I mean, the way leaders from all political parties are keeping India first in their mission that they are on right now, this diplomatic outreach mission. Shouldn't the political parties also within the country keep India first? Of course, opposition has the right to ask questions, allow these MPs and leaders to come back. Let there be a parliament session as being, asked by the opposition, and then you can ask all your questions. But as this mission is currently underway, as Operation Sindoor is also underway, shouldn't there be this unity, political unity in the country? Too much to ask?
You are half correct. These political parties are in fact putting India first.
How are they putting India first? If Jairam Ramesh says terrorists idhar-udhar ghoom rahe hain, MPs idhar-udhar ghoom rahe hain, in the same breath, how are they keeping India first? You answer this question today, Ashutosh Mishra.
So if you let me complete, I was giving you the answer. They are keeping India first by trying to make us aware, make the country aware that all this hype and all this chest humping by Narendra Modi is just PR. that the dangers that were there still exist, that the terrorists who killed those tourists are still roaming about, that they are still the terrorists. They are still holding rallies in Lahore and boasting about it. Nothing has changed. It was this wrong picture that Narendra Modi had been.
Okay, I want to give the last word. Quick response, Ratan Sharda. Then I'll have to wind up this debate. To the point that Ashutosh Mishra has raised.
I'll narrate a simple story. You'll get the point. There is a small boy who slid into a pond and he was about to drown. So everybody said what to do. The one brave man actually jumped into the pond and saved the child. So the mother was very happy. The grandmother said, "Bachche ki topi kahan hai?" So that is the kind of people. 100 terrorists, 150 terrorists killed. All airstrips destroyed, their camps destroyed. बोलते हैं 2 terrorists कहाँ हैं जब तक मिले नहीं है. भैया terrorists है जंगल में छुपे हैं, मिलेंगे आज नहीं तो कल. This government has been able to neutralize terrorists for years within Pakistan, outside anywhere, whether this or any unknown gunman, but they have not survived. Have you appreciated that? Have you appreciated how after Article 370 was removed, how all the Kashmiris for the first time stood with Indian government, not the terrorists? You can't even appreciate that. Problem is, you only know how to criticize. कभी बच्चे को भी देख लो, बच्चे को बचा लिया, टोपी गई तो गई, पर आपको बच्चे की टोपी दिखती है, बच्चा नहीं दिखता. That is a problem.
Well, with this, I'll have to wind up this debate. I'm completely out of time, but some interesting points were made. The only thing we can say perhaps is that, this is the time for political unity, at least till the time these delegations are out there in different countries spreading the India story. Of course, politicians, opposition has got the right to ask questions, and then they can. But if they are being fact-checked by their own MPs, shouldn't they also introspect, think before what they are really saying? Because it is the same, leaders from same political parties who are saying exactly the opposite. And that's the reason why we are saying that perhaps for some time, political unity is the need of the hour, at least till the time Operation Sindoor is going on. As the Prime Minister said, it is not over yet. It only has been paused. Thank you very much, all of you. Shazia Ilmi, Ratan Sharda, Advocate Kapil Madan, Ashutosh Mishra, Professor Manojit Mondal. Appreciate you for joining us here on Times Now.